What's up, everyone? Matt Crane here, and you are on the Power of Great podcast, airing every week on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. You know, every week we bring you guest entrepreneurs, individuals alike that truly understand and recognize that their current situation is not their defining moment. And this week, I've got a special treat for you. We've got Dr. Aikyna D. Finch. Now, this lady, I'm going to tell you, she's a powerful voice on social media. She's an educator, author, and her teaching includes business, leadership, marketing, social media, and information systems at the graduate and undergraduate levels. She's done several publications in business and education. She has published and presented on topics related to youth and adult education, social media, organizational, and human resource development. She's the co-author of 6 books, launching her solo project as we speak, Motivation Ignited, in August. She is now a contributor to the Huffington Post and a blogger social influencer. She's also a certified coach, women empowered podcaster, speaker, and social media consultant trainer. She specializes in coaches in the areas of empowerment, life, and social media, and is the co-host of the Motivate Social podcast and the Motivation Station radio show that's on Sunday evenings on the Praise Network. I got to tell you guys, this young lady is so powerful. She speaks so softly, but yet when you hear her story and you hear what she brings to the table, you walk away really understanding that there's a lot of power behind what she represents. And as you can tell from her resume and her bio, there is no shortage of what she can really do. Dr. Finch, welcome to the Power of Great. I'm so glad to have you here today.
I am so glad to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. So, walk us through where you really first got your start in the teaching. What was it that led you to teaching? Is that something that as soon as did you know at a certain age that this is what you wanted to do and you just pursued it all the way through? Or did you have a moment that said, you know what, teaching and that leadership training and development is where I really want to be?
Well, I honestly knew that I was going to be a teacher at 5 years old when I would go around playing school all the time. When I went to kindergarten and I met my very first teacher, Miss Barton, and I thought that she was the sweetest person, but she gave us so much knowledge and just made us all want to learn more. And I said, I have that feeling inside me. But of course, society works on you. And then with my technical skills developing, who told me, no, you need to go in engineering. So I took a little detour into engineering, and I do have an engineering degree because of that detour. And, during that time, they told me that I was going to be I need to get a business degree to counterbalance the engineering degree. So I went and did that. And 5 degrees later, we are here. And in the process of that, I was working with soldiers, and we had to train them on different skill sets to get jobs outside of the Army. And I started teaching social media. And I was like, oh my goodness, this was everything. And that got me right back into my path. And then after that, I went into being a professor. And here we are today.
Yeah, it's so funny because I went through the same thing. I jumped into college and thought I wanted to be a lawyer right away. I started to major in English. And then the first thing they said to me was when I turned in, I was writing a thesis paper. And it turned out to be a business statement, like a business proposal. I really didn't even know it. And it's so funny because, business is such a broad stroke. And, I find that so funny. And that's why college and the degree programs and all these things you hear, especially with entrepreneurship and things, how it's so diverse now. And so walk us through that process. Engineering degree, very structured, very matter of fact, everything systematic. How did that make your transition to a business degree easy, or did you have to kind of recalibrate your thinking and the way you did things as you started to transition into that?
Well, actually, it did make it easier. I finished my 15-month program in 12 months. And then I found out 2 weeks before I was supposed to graduate, if I took one more class, I would have had another degree. So I went back and took the other class. So I ended up with another degree. And then I was that person that if things weren't popping the way I needed it to be, and this is a key to a true academic, y'all. When things are not popping the way you want it, we go straight to school. So certain things where I wasn't getting it where I wanted it to get, so I went to go to school and I was going to take 5 classes to get project management. However, this man said, why don't you take this survey for me? And 2 weeks later, I got a call saying that I had applied for the doctoral program. So yeah, it was like, it made it a lot easier, and it made the transition, it made it smoother because I was able to train people in things that they could use right now. And that was the point of going into business. But I like the structure of the engineering because I love the technology piece of it. So it balanced my 2 loves.
That's awesome. And I tell you, it sounds like to me that you have a passion for learning.
Oh, yes.
So you're not only just a teacher, you're really a student of the practice as well.
Yes, most definitely, because I always want to see new innovative things and trying different things, mixing different concepts together and seeing what you come up with. You don't never know unless you try. And I've tried a lot of things and I've come up with some decent results, and then I've come out with some not so decent results. But at least I go through my life saying I'm not going to go through the phase of woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Absolutely. So walk us through, from an engineering degree to a business degree to entrepreneurship. Was there a pivotal moment for you that said, it's time for me to transition this way and really become that coach, that trainer, and start, being more available to other entities, companies, groups? Or did you just naturally evolve into that from a progression standpoint?
Yes. Now that I think about it, it was probably 2012. I went and decided to get I had my own campus, and I realized that 2/4 of my students had wanted to get marketing degrees, and I had 1 marketing class, so I couldn't teach them. So what do? I go get a marketing degree. And so with the marketing degree, I was like, I was flowing through it. And I said, I like this. I like this a lot. And plus, and it went along with my social media skills. And I said, okay, this might be it. And then one of the leaders in the building asked me to come and do some trainings for his team. And once I started doing those trainings and the people's results started changing, I was like, this is it. This is it. I want to do more of this. And from then, the speaking engagement started, and the classes started, and the trainings and the conferences and all the above. And that's where I knew that that's where I was supposed to be. And eventually I went and got my certification in coaching. And once I was in that class, there was a done deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because social media is something that can do that for you, especially when you find a natural skill set. It really takes everything that you think you want to be, and it kind of groups it into one pot, and you really have an opportunity to do what I think that you do so well, and that's teach and learn. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that's something that I want our audience. So once again, if you're listening to us out there on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, watching this across 6 different continents, we've got Dr. Aikyna Finch, speaker, author, social media influencer, and just a world-class person. I've had the pleasure of really interacting with her via social media, interacting in different groups and watching her growth, and as she's watched mine. And it's really been interesting because we're right up the street from one another.
Yes.
So I think it's so powerful how social media brings people around you that were already around you. So when it comes to your speaking, what do you find that could be difficult for those that are looking to break into speaking? And what do you find that helps those that really start making opportunities to speak more abundant?
The availability, first off. There's so many people that want to be speakers, so when the opportunity comes, they basically have the pick of the litter. So you have to be that person that stands out. You have to be that person that's going to take their audience to the next level. Always come with a reel. And that's one of the things that I tell my audience on, especially on Periscope. Make sure that you are giving value on Periscope. They're giving you the time and data, so you need to be giving them value and knowledge. And part of that knowledge is that you're telling them what you can give to the people. So when you're done talking, they should think, wow, I got all that for free. Imagine what I'm going to get when I pay her or him. And so that is the way you should come on all of your presentations, because they want someone who's going to give their audience knowledge. They want somebody who's going to bring in the crowds, and they want somebody who is going to give them their best. And once you show them that you are giving all of those things for free, then here we go. We already know that what you're going to bring to the table once the money is exchanged. So that is one of the things that will make you better, because if you want that platform, there needs to be video reel of you. How are you going to say I'm a speaker and I can't find a video of you? How are you going to say you're a speaker and there's no press kit? How are you going to say that there's a video, you're a speaker and that's not even a Blog Talk Radio or audio of you? Make sure that you have the product so the people can listen and they already know your name.
I absolutely love that point, because social media allows so many people to mask who they are and inflate their sense of self-worth. And, something that drives me just bonkers is all these 6-figure funnels and these I make you 6-figure deal things. And I'm sitting here going, man, where I come from, when you're really starting to make a dent and you're really starting to grow, your circle shrinks before it expands, because your message is getting more targeted and more specific. And, you brought up Periscope, and I love that, because Periscope, in my opinion, is my favorite social media platform. For me, it's where I really started to develop more of my message. It gave me an opportunity to start really honing in on my skills. I've always felt I had natural ability to speak, but yet I didn't realize just how unpolished I really was until you get on Periscope and, you're like, oh, you got to hold an audience and there's people coming in and out. And, so I'm glad you brought that up. Talk to us about what Periscope has done for you, how it's helped expand opportunities for you, and why you really coach and train and really push that platform specifically, while you utilize all the other ones, while Periscope is a platform that you find that most people are really underutilizing.
Oh, my goodness. And this goes along the lines of what I wrote in the Huffington Post article. A lot of people are scared to put their face out there. Social media is easy because Facebook, Twitter, all those, because all you have to do is pop a picture up there and you can write the words that you want to say. But when you are actually putting your face up there and the words are coming out of your mouth, they have a different type of meaning. But at the same turn, that's exactly what you want, because that's where you're building the relationship. That's where you're taking it to the next level. I can hear you. I can see your facial expressions. You become a person to me and not just a picture on Facebook. You've become that person that I want to engage in, that I want to invest my time in, and I want to help me if you are a coach or a speaker or what have you. This is so critical because I had a decent audience before. Don't get me wrong. But my audience has quadrupled since I've been on Periscope this 1 year. Quadruple. I mean, the speaking engagements, the interviews, the influencer opportunities, all of that quadrupled. I had the same knowledge within reason, but now what's the difference? People know who I am. They have connected with me. They've heard my voice. They know what to expect. They know what they're going to get when they ask me already. That was the difference. I wasn't putting out all those reels before. I'm putting out reels, just by nature now. So this is the thing that's going to catapult you. Let the people know who you are. Unmask, because guess what? What's under the mask might be an awesome person. So let them know who you really are.
I love that. Unmask the person that you already are, because what could be underneath that is awesome. And the world just needs to hear it, and I'll tell you, I couldn't agree with you more about Periscope. I had a following, I had a business, I had monetization opportunities offline, but the minute I jumped on Periscope, it literally expanded the opportunities to the point where now I have a podcast. Right now I actually get to say that I have a speaking company because I'm asked to do those specific things. And it's so funny because when you think about Periscope, I've trended numerous times on the application, as have you. And I'm considered an influencer on the application, as are you. And most people don't understand, I was never thought of that before. Right. And here's the thing that I love what you said about that. Most people are afraid. The first 3 Periscopes that I had 0, 1, and 0 members. And then the 4th one, I don't know if it was consistency or timing or just the fact that the message hit at the time that it hit. But one person popped in and shared it, and it just created this domino effect. And by the time I was done, it had over 4,000 views. And I'm sitting here like walking around like I had, hit the jackpot. But I'll tell you, Periscope is an amazing application for certain. So as we start going towards the tail end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, I really want to talk to Dr. Finch about this motivate, ignite concept that you've got going on. How did that come about? And let's talk about where you really see that going in the future, and this telesummit that has some rock star presenters going to be on it.
Okay, so what happened is I have a partner that I do my podcast and my radio show with. Her name is Vanessa Canterbury. She just came out with a book, but before she came out with her book, she did a blab series. And I was like, I was part of that, of course. And I said, that was a good idea. And she was like, well, since you're getting ready to do your book, Motivation Ignited, what do you want to do to launch your book? I said, well, we could do the blab thing, but I'd rather use our platform, to let people know who we are. So we came up with the telesummit, and we asked all these ladies to come in, and each day is a chapter in the book, and it's about self-motivation. So we start with mindset, and we end with myself, which is reward. So we go mindset, accountability, passion, purpose, intentions, vision boards, coaching, accountability, all these different things, belief. We have all of these different things that we need to have in our arsenal to have self-motivation. Because this is one thing that I've noticed is that we have great dreams. We have great passions. We have great gifts. But sometimes we don't have the self-motivation to go ahead and go through the changes. Because the minute that somebody gives us some opposition, we want to hold them and fold them. But see, that is not going to make our dreams come true. Because if we can't go through one piece of opposition, we can't make our dreams come true. So this is why I did the Motivate Ignite, because I want people to realize that self-motivation is in each and every one of us. It is holding, and it is transforming, and it's just waiting for you to let it out. And so with that, please join us for that, because, and of course that is at bit.ly/motivate ignite, motivate and ignite are capitalized. And you can get, they're just 30 minutes presentations each night, but these are going to be topics that are going to really help you develop your self-motivation. And people think that that's not a big deal, but it's such a big deal, because the one thing that we know that all these great people are doing, that all these great people that you're admiring, they believe in themselves. They're motivated by the dreams that they have in them. And if they weren't, then they wouldn't be where they are. So that's where the mission came about.
I love that. And something else that I find with social media, it's almost like an oxymoron in a sense, is that social media is so open. And there's a couple points I want to make to this. But the first point is going to be, first of all, what Dr. Finch was talking about with this, with operating under this scared concept about social media. Know this: social media has given the blue collar person the same reach as the person that works at a Fortune 500 company. They may have more money, they may have more people. However, they have to start the process the same way you do. So remember that. But the second thing is that I love also the anonymity that it allows you to have, because you can privately join these groups that are targeted for you, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. You can do it from your car, your cell phone. And what it does is it gives people that sense of comfort of being around folks that might be outside of their norm. You know, for me, I know one of the toughest things about being in small town USA is the fact that you already know everybody knows your business. So when you're kind of struggling a little bit, most people do want to cover their faces, when in reality, just open it up and wear that like a badge of honor. So what I really want you guys to get from this particular series that Dr. Finch has put together is that when you get to that link, it's bit.ly/Motivate Ignite, capital, it's all capitalized, is that when you see the speakers that she has lined up, she just doesn't have speakers that know how to speak on this. She has world-class, proven people on these topics. And I will tell you, I know over half of them. I've interacted with over half of them, and I've personally learned from over half of them. So as we start wrapping up the show, ladies and gentlemen, I got to ask you, what's it like being an empowered woman on social media, knowing that now you're bridging gaps, you're bridging racial division, economic division, educational division, and you're really stepping out and letting everybody know, look, this just ain't a man's game, or this just ain't an influencer's game. This is anybody's game. Talk to us about how you really empower those that you coach and teach to really think and believe that way, and the results that you're offering those people through your programs.
Oh my goodness. This has been a true godsend. It is so awesome to be able to show people that they have it within them. Knowing their worth and seeing them work in their worth has been phenomenal. I was that person. I was that person that didn't think that anybody cared about what they had to say or what I had to offer. And now I'm a person that people come and ask for advice all the time. And I don't take that lightly, because I know that people want to see what I'm doing and they want to possibly emulate. I don't want you to emulate. What I want you to do is to take a piece and then put your personal swag on it. Because at the end of the day, y'all not trying to be something that imitated. You don't want to duplicate. You are enough all by yourself. You just need those tricks and tools to take you to the next level. And that's what we're here to provide for you. Just the tricks and tools, and to learn how to think outside the box. I have never been that original, that cookie cutter person. Never have I been that person. And it served me well. Learning how to think outside the box, learning how to have a strong mindset, and learning your worth are the epitome of those things. And that is what has catapulted me into my greatness. And I know that it'll help you as well.
I absolutely love that. Don't try to emulate. Take a piece of the things you need and put your personal swag on it. That's what I'm talking about from Dr. Aikyna D. Finch. If you don't remember anything, you better remember that. Take a piece of everything you need from individuals and put that personal swag on it. I love that. So once again, August 1st through August 12th, bit.ly/Motivate Ignite, all capitalized, Motivate Ignite, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 30 minutes of rock solid information, anywhere from mindset, belief, power, and then you're going to finish with the one and only Dr. Aikyna D. Finch with the reward system. And I got to be honest with you, it's been a treat and a reward to have her on the show tonight. And Doctor, tell us where we can find more about you, where we can ask for information on anyone that might be looking for more about your programs, or where you're going, what you got going on next. Where can we find anything, Dr. Aikyna Finch?
Well, you can find me on all social media handles at Dr. A.D. Finch. You can find me on my website at www.aikynafinch.com, and that's AIKYNA Finch FINCH.com. And you can email me also at Aikyna@aikynafinch.com.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank Dr. Finch for being here today. What an amazing person. She's got, like I said, if you're not hearing it, she speaks softly, but she carries a loud, proud message. Such a pleasure to have her here. So many great nuggets of information to walk away from. And I got to tell you, if anything, make sure you're following her on Periscope, because she educates, she motivates, and she definitely does look to ignite the audience. And she doesn't do it for show. She does it so that you walk away with the know. KNOW. So once again, this is Matt Crane, your host for the Power of Great podcast. I want to thank you all for being here on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. For those of you that are going to watch this video around the world on 6 different continents, I'm so honored to be able to share this moment with you. And look, every week we bring people, individuals, and stories that show you that your current situation is not your defining moment. And I always ask at the end of every show for you to walk away with this. Success is not measured by what you step out of, but yet what you're committed to step into. I thank you so very much for joining me and Dr. Finch today, and we will see you next time.